much everything, so it was less dangerous to our wallets. Buyee, maybe sponsor us next time. Oh my god, it is really big.
What is it?
It's the stuff me
You
got
got
from
mail.
Buyee. Today's video is brought to you by Buyee Japan.
Have you guys seen these miniature Pop-Tarts? They're just like tiny Pop-Tarts. They taste exactly like Pop-Tarts, but they're just really small. Really cute. Hello every pony, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. So if you couldn't tell by the intro, I've been sponsored by Buyee Japan. Yeah, your girl got sponsored. Yay! I am so happy and excited. When they reached out to me, I did a backflip mentally. I can't do one physically, that's way too hard. But if I could do one physically, imagine I'd be doing that. Buyee Japan is one of Japan's largest proxy services where you can essentially order items from Japan and have them sent to Buyee's warehouse, and they will send those items to you. So you can essentially get some Japan exclusive items or just items that are really hard to get here in the States. Today we are going to be doing a Buyee shop with me video as well as an unboxing. I collect toys, so I'm mostly going to be talking about the toy aspect of buying stuff from Buyee Japan, but I did get some clothing. Just continue watching if you want to know about my process and how I go about it. This next segment will be the shop with me segment, where I will be showing you guys my tips and tricks on how to use Buyee Japan. I will be calling it Buyee 101. Not very original, but you know, it'll work. Let's get to this. Here is Evelyn's tips and tricks to using Buyee. Let's go.
So here we are on the Buyee homepage. Once you log in, you're gonna see this front page, but once you wanna go shopping, you're gonna look at the tabs up here. I personally like using Merkari and Yahoo Japan Auction the most, but there are other options here. But for this video, we're gonna head to Merkari. So the first tip I can offer is to really utilize Merkari's saved search feature. I use Merkari a lot, so if there's something I like, I'll save the search so I don't have to re-input it into the search bar every single time I want to look for it. Alright, I'm in the mood to seeing some fun little monchichis, so that's the keyword I typed in. Oh my god, this one's so cute. This one is green. It looks like green tea. Is it like a green tea version? He's so cute, look at this. It is green tea, that's adorable. Look at his little face. So one of my saved searches is vintage Sanrio, which is actually just Sanrio translated into Japanese with a year over it, which I put 2005. But you can really put any year and you can see what kind of Sanrio merch is for sale that came out that year. Alright, I'm checking the Sergeant Frog search. Oh my god, wait. What are these? Little keychains? They are keychains! Oh my god, they're so cute! Oh, I definitely want this. It's only $4. Okay, let's see, let's check out the description right here. So if you are interested in an item, I highly recommend looking at the description and translating it to English. This just adds any information you might need to know about the condition of the item or the quantity or really any other questions you might have. They might be in the description, so check it out. So I often recommend having Google Translate with you when you are going to be searching stuff up, but for stuff like anime or a very specific property, you're gonna have to search up the series itself, go to the wiki page, and then copy and paste the Japanese translation, because if you just put that word in Google Translate, it most likely will not be a direct or correct translation. Man, this sucks. I can never find anything for Powerpuff Girls Z, and like when there is stuff, it's either like stupidly expensive or just like not worth it. So here's another thing to look at when you're buying things. If you see an item you like, check out the seller. The seller might be selling things you would not have found otherwise if you were just looking through the search bar, so I always check it out just to see if there's any hidden gems in there. This seller in particular had a lot of Little Twin Stars merch, and that's when I save a seller just so I can keep up and see what other new items they're gonna have listed. Interesting. What is this? Is this a pillow? Like an inflatable pillow? You know what? I should look up some Astro Boy stuff while I'm at it. Ooh, this is cute. This is cute. It's a piggy bank. I really like this. I'm trying not to get like large items, so unfortunately I will pass on it, but it's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this? I don't know, man. This Astro Boy looks so freaking angry. He's not pleased. Now this is a beautiful boy right here. Alright, so now I'm going to be looking at some clothes. I want to see what I can find here. The keyword I typed in here was Lover's House. I really like this brand in particular. A lot of the brands that I do like and the keywords that I do use are usually for children's clothing brands. Just know that when you are buying clothes from Buyee, it's a little bit of a gamble, especially if you're buying children's clothing. Most items, such as shirts, are going to follow a numerical system rather than the standard small, medium, large system. Especially because this is children's clothing as well, it's gonna run small. For me personally, I usually look for shirts that are 130, but for a more comfortable fit, I also look in the 160 and up. Just make sure you're aware of the sizing. Sometimes the listing doesn't even have the sizing, and you might have to look at the photos to see if the sizing is on the tag anywhere. I would not recommend buying a shirt if you do not know the sizing of it. I often encourage to search the brand name and then put the number. So here I was putting 140, but you can put any number you think you might fit in directly after, so it pretty much filters all of the shirts into the size that you're looking for. I'm a huge fan of graphic t-shirts. In middle school, we had a dress code that didn't allow graphic t-shirts, so I feel like now as an adult, that's like my revenge, is that I only wear graphic t-shirts. So I love looking at I just love looking at these brands and like their fun little designs. Holy crap, what is that? Oh my god. I want this so bad. It is a Super Milk Chan like purse and wallet. You know, this does give me a good idea though. I would love a Super Milk Chan wallet. So I think that's exactly what we're gonna look for. Oh my god, no way, I found it. That's so crazy. What a weird coincidence that I found exactly what I was looking for. So this is a Lover's House / Super Milk Chan wallet, which I absolutely love. I've just been really in the need of a new wallet, so I checked out the description, it all looked really good, so I added it to my cart. Now here's the part I'm sure everyone was waiting for. We are now going to be looking for some Re-ment miniature. So I have two plans of action when it comes to ordering Re-ment miniature off of Buyee. And one is that I'm usually looking for a full set, or I'm looking for a display item. I've mentioned before that Re-ment miniature is expensive no matter where you get it, whether it be overseas or in America. So if you are going to be splurging on some Re-ment, make sure you are getting a rare set that is really hard and inaccessible to get in America. Essentially, take advantage that you're using a proxy service. Usually I like to look for sets that are older and are just hard to get on eBay. I really want to expand my collection more and get other things other than food miniatures, so I'm specifically looking for the desk display from Re-ment Miniature, which there are actually two of them. I did find this one, but this is not the one that I wanted, so we kept going and continuing the search. So upon my journey, I stumbled upon this Re-ment set. This is a full set of just kind of school memorabilia. What really caught my eye is the miniature kind of time capsule this was. There was a little flip phone in there. There was a disposable camera. I just fell in love with this set, so I was very dedicated to getting it. So I actually wanted to see some more high-def images of this set, so I searched it up and went to look if I can find some photos, which I did, but the fun part was that I also found an unboxing of this specific Re-ment set. by Graveyard Girl, of all people, which I wasn't expecting. She opened about 3 of them, and I thought that was kind of interesting. But I did find the high definition photos, and here they are. Just look at this. Once I saw these high definition photos, I knew that this was a set that I would love to have in my collection. I especially love all the little tech and all the just attention to detail, so this was coming with me. This was being thrown in the bag. So I mentioned before that I had been looking for a desk display item. We did see one a little earlier, but that was not the one I wanted. The one I had been looking for was this one in particular. I think it's a lot better, well made, I guess you could say, so I understand the price increase. There is a tiny light built inside of it that you put batteries in and it lights up. It comes with a lot of extra accessories. I really like the colors on this one, and this listing in particular came with a lot of little extra items. I checked Yahoo Japan auction for this listing first just to see if anyone was selling it at a cheaper auction price that I could possibly win. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one, so I'd have to settle with this one. However, I am not disappointed as I really love the quality of this desk display case. I think it's just so well made, and I can't wait to finally have an excuse to get more furniture and desk related miniatures. Hello, Editing Evelyn here. I just wanted to say I didn't talk really about Yahoo Japan auction at all, but I actually use it quite a bit, but I didn't use it this time around. But I just wanted to say that if you do plan on using it, Yahoo Japan auctions are the best way to get an item for a really good price. I've gotten a lot of really rare items for half the price because of auctions, and it's really great. I've seen a lot of cool stuff go on auctions. The only downside is that because it's working on Japan time, you're gonna have to wake up at 4 a.m. to bid on an item. Especially if you are in a tough bidding war and multiple other people are trying to get it. I set alarms. I will set an alarm for 3:50 or 2:50 even, depending, because over there it's normal time, but obviously it's not here. So you're gonna have to wake up insanely early to get in on that bidding war. You can snipe bid, but it's best to be awake during the bidding war so you know if you got the item or not. So that's just if you do use Yahoo Japan auctions. If you're a bidder like that, if you bid stuff, you know how deep it gets, you know how intense it gets. So another tip I can offer is to really make use of the search by category section. So here I typed in 1/8 and then I went to the category section and I clicked on anime figure. So this takes me to pretty much everything that's listed as an anime figure with the 1/8 in the search description. This is great if you don't have exactly in mind what you wanted specifically, so you can kind of just browse around and see what you find. And this will lead you to several hundred pages of anime figures, but if you have some time, it's kind of fun just to look at what you can find. I feel like this part is the most fun, especially with figures, because I am not too you need to buy a figure only if you know the source material or if you're a fan of the source material. I view anime figures as works of art, and so I like to see, which ones are very visually pleasing to me, to the eye. I will say to be responsible when you do buy an anime figure. If there is one that I like visually, I tend to essentially do a background check and make sure that the source material isn't from anything kind of weird or uncomfortable, because anime. Upon looking through this category, I came across this Dark Precure figure, which, oh my gosh, I want this figure so bad. Unfortunately, she was a little too outside of my budget, but one day, she will be mine. As well as this one, I actually have never seen her this cheap, so I was about to cave, but I did not. But one day I will also love to have this one. I love her base. This Gumi figure is super cute, but the base is what sells it for me. It's so cute. If you have a specific budget, you can also see the prices from low to high and high to low. And while I was looking here, this is when I stumbled upon this figure. This is a Black Rock Shooter figure. And not only was it priced really well, but look at the base and how the condition was great. It was out of box, but it's kind of good if you are buying things on Buyee to avoid buying boxes, because the more larger boxes you have, the more expensive the shipping will be. So I was down for this. This was an immediate, like, I need to purchase this right now kind of thing. Alright, so I'm pretty satisfied with my cart. I checked out some Re-ment miniature, I looked at some anime figures, I checked out my saved searches and my saved sellers, and I think I have a good amount of things that I'm ready to purchase. Now I will pick through my entire cart and just select a few items to proceed to check out, also just to make sure that some of the items I wanted did not sell out. I know this may seem like a very obvious tip, but I cannot stress this enough, where I will find an item that I was so excited about getting and I will keep it in my cart for a day or two, and then I get ready to check out with all my other things and that item sells out, and it sells out almost immediately. So to avoid that, maybe just, weigh your options and get, precisely what you want right then and there. And this time around that actually happened to me, where I earlier had showed the Sergeant Frog keychains I wanted to buy. They had sold out and immediately they were gone. So I had to go and find some more, and it was kind of hard. I couldn't find these specific ones again, but when I did, I immediately bought them, so I didn't have to run into that problem again. So after going through my cart and picking exactly what items I did want to purchase from my cart, I go to this page which shows you the progress of where your items are. This stage could also lead to a cancellation. The seller could cancel on you and you will be refunded your money, but just know that not everything's guaranteed until it goes to the order completed stage. Okay, and now I'm just gonna pick Buyee air delivery because I like things to come fast, and now I'm just gonna apply this cute little coupon real quick to my shipping, and then it's done, and then we're ready for the package. Shipping is always the scariest part, but depending on how many items you get or what type of delivery you pick, the cost will fluctuate. So really kind of depends on you and what you're willing to spend.
It goes ba bum ba bum bum click bum ba bum ba bum bum click bum ba bum ba bum bum click bum.
Alright, so the package has arrived, and we're just gonna go ahead and open this box and get on the contents on the inside. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we have first. So this is the first box that I opened. This was probably the largest box that was in there, so I was curious to see what was inside. So it seems to be the figure that I ordered. So I have here the Good Smile Black Rock Shooter 1/8 scale. I think this figure is absolutely gorgeous, and I am obsessed with the base. I feel like I've mentioned so many times before that I am so picky with bases. I don't like plain bases. I will often customize bases or just get rid of them altogether if I don't find them pleasing to look at. So this was so exciting to see such a gorgeous base. However, if you wanted a cheaper alternative, there's actually a pop-up parade version of this figure. However, I really like the base and I really like the quality of the 1/8 scale PVC figure, so that's what I went for. I think this just looks exactly like the illustration. I love how dynamic this figure is. Also, you can kind of put the chain wherever you want, so I was kind of excited. I try to do a more dynamic chain pose. But yeah, look at how gorgeous she is. Alright, on to the next items. So we're going to start off first with all of the clothing items that I bought, starting with this shirt first from the brand Grand Ground. Here's the back, I thought it was really cute, and then here I am just trying it on. The sizing I believe was 130 for this, and I feel like it fit pretty well. I like baby tees, so I thought it had like the same vibe. And here's the next one. This is from a brand I really like called Daisy Lovers. I have like a bag from this brand as well. I thought this was super cute. My only issue was that the material was a lot more thicker and harder to breathe in, so it wasn't very stretchy. But that's just part of the gamble you get when you buy shirts online like this that are meant for children. And this is probably by far my favorite shirt. I like the kind of McDonald's fry thing going on. This is from a company called Jam, and I loved how this one fit. This might have been my favorite of the bunch. So this next one is a scarf from Super Lovers. I thought it was so cute. It's been getting kind of cold here in California, so I did want to get at least a nice scarf. I've been kind of feeling scarves lately. I feel like I've been wearing them a lot more. But yeah, this is super cute. I love the star on it. I love the colors. I don't have a lot of pink in my wardrobe, so I definitely wanted to get that in there. Alright, so the next item are 2 keychains that I got. They are so much smaller than I was expecting, but I still really like them. It's Mr. Usagi and Ta-chan from Domo. These 2 are actually my favorite in the Domo franchise. I just think they represent friends and family, and I think that's really cute. So I got these 2 little keychains of them. Mr. Usagi's glasses are actually made of like a hard plastic, which I thought was a really cute detail. Okay, the next one is kind of interesting. I don't know if you saw earlier in the video, I had this in my cart. Well, I actually bought it because I was incredibly curious to see what was on the inside.
We're gonna get my live reaction to this. I don't know what to expect from this. I genuinely don't know what's gonna be in here. Let's do like a quick little... Okay, wow. Okay, let's... Oh my god. Okay, well this is in Japanese and I can't read any of this, but we're gonna stare at it. Okay, oh my god, look how they drew Sam. I was like, where's the hair on their feet? Look at how they drew Frodo. Oh my god. Oh my god, the girls are fighting. Oh my god. I can't get over this. I can't get over this. I don't know why this is gonna... Oh, Gandalf! Or why does Gandalf look scary? Oh, anime Gandalf. I love him. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait, Gandalf looks so cool here, actually. Oh, here you go. I can read this. I'm glad you're with me. Oh. Oh my god, Sam's back here! This is the best thing ever. I'm so glad I have this.
While we're on the topic of Lord of the Rings, I also bought myself this. I was very curious to see what they had in the Lord of the Rings section, and I found this sticker sheet, which I want you guys to know I specifically bought it for this Elijah Wood sticker here. I just thought it'd be really fun to have in my sticker collection. Like, I love Lord of the Rings, but this Elijah Wood sticker was taking me out. So I got this, and this actually came with a bunch of like little photos, like little pictures that I'll probably just be hanging up in my room somewhere. Alright, next item. This is kind of fun. This is a Kira Kira Music Hour Pinky Street figure, which I actually don't have any Pinky Street figures whatsoever, so this one will be my first. And I'm gonna be honest, I bought it for very narcissistic reasons. I just thought she kind of looked like me. Anyway, I tend to leave some things in their packaging and hang them on my wall, and that's kind of my plan for her because I really like this packaging, so she's not coming out. Alright, so here we have those Sergeant Frog keychains I wanted oh so badly, and they're so cute. They're actually bigger than I thought they'd be, which was very pleasant, and I love it. They look so good. I think they're so goofy and silly. Alright, here is the Lover's House wallet. I think it looks really good. I'm very excited to use it. There's not much to show off here, I just thought it was cute. So here it is. Here's my Lover's House Super Milk Chan wallet. Right, so I saved all the Re-ment miniature for last because I was very excited to set these pieces up. Alright, so here we have the complete set of 8 of Re-ment Miniatures High School Memory Set. So here she is in all her glory. I love these boxes they come in. You can actually use them to make sets, which I tend to not do because I like to keep the boxes, but for this one, I actually am going to use it to set up the classroom set. This was a pre-owned item, so a lot of the sets have already been opened, but from what I know, they are still in their original packaging, so we're just gonna go through the sets and open them up. Each set comes with a little pamphlet that I like to keep of the set that you got, and every single one used to come with gum, but from what I know, they don't do that anymore. Here I'm just gonna speed run me opening all of these. So here are all the 8 sets here individually. I believe this set came out in 2015, so it's not an older set. Well, actually, 2015 was like 8 years ago, so I take that back. It is technically old, but you know, it's not older. My favorite part of this set actually is the storytelling within it. I feel like Re-ment does an amazing job with conceptualizing ideas and making them into sets. Like, I feel like you can really tell who this person was based on all these imaginary objects, like pictures of their friends and the items that they own. I just think it's really cute. Anyway, so once I opened everything up, I set it up with my Nichijou figures because they were the perfect size. Most Re-ment sets run for dollhouse scale, but honestly I felt like my Nichijou figures fit the scaling of this set in particular a lot more, especially when it came to like the little seats and everything. This is how I set them up along with the stuff that came with the box. Alright, next we have probably my most anticipated item. It's the Re-ment miniature desk set, and I am so happy to finally have this. I have no idea where I will be putting it, but I am going to have a blast with it regardless. So here I am taking it out of the box. This is also secondhand, but honestly everything here looks practically new. So I was very proud with how well the condition was. So I took everything out and just took a gander at all the things it came with, as well as this little pamphlet that shows you how you could set the desk up. So this desk has multiple drawers that you can open of different sizing. I really like this one under the desk area. It also has this kind of pamphlet that you can place on the top for like a desk mat. And here I was just placing some of the stuff it came with and some of the stuff I had in there. The little backpack was so cute because it actually opens and there's a little name card on the inside too. So after that, I grabbed the Re-ment that I already had and just put it on the desk. And I also put Gulia there because I feel like she matched really well, and I made this little desk setup. And I think it's so cute. Everything looks so adorable. I was also able to use some of the high school memories set in this. Here I have a little makeup drawer. This one's like a little book drawer. And I'm just like so excited to properly fill this up. I really want to get a tiny computer for it next. So now I have a very tiny desk on top of my desk. Well, it seems like that was everything I got from Buyee. I love how everything looked once I set it all up. I'm so ecstatic about the Re-ment miniature desk. Frodo fit into it perfectly, so I was also very happy about that. Here I have the Pinky Street figure, which I have her hung up here. I don't know if I ever plan to open her. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Maybe if I get another one. But I have her right there at the moment next to my little doll area. But yeah, I really like how it all turned out. I was a little scared that the Black Rock Shooter figure would not match my room because it's very colorful in here, and she's mostly just like black, white, and a little bit of blue. But honestly, I feel like she complemented the colors really well, and I love how it looked. So there it all was. There was my Buyee unboxing. I don't know, I'm singing that.
Alright, well, it looks like that's all I got here today for you guys, but if you stay for the whole video, thanks for watching. It really means a lot. We hit 30,000 subscribers, which is actually kind of insane to me. So thank you so much. Sorry for the Pop-Tart. So thank you to everyone who has been subscribing and following my work. No, like honestly, it means a lot. I feel like I'm doing a lot more stuff. I'm trying to branch outside of drawing. I really just want to do everything that makes me happy, and you guys have been supporting that, and that just means a lot to me, and like literally it means the world to me. So thank you so much for the continued support on all of my stuff. If you want to continue supporting me, you know, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and I'm a little more active on Twitter now, so if you also want to see some stuff, I have a Twitter as well. So yeah, looks like that'll be all for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and live, laugh, love, Tama Kid.
It goes ba bum ba bum, bum click bum, ba bum ba bum, bum click bum, ba bum ba bum, bum click bum. I be Lord of the Rings, I manifest.